It's already presidential election season here in Taiwan. There are now 3 major candidates for president. William Lai, Hou You-yi, and Ko Wen-je will compete to become the next president of the Republic of China. Tsai Ing-wen is term limited after winning in 2016 and 2020 and thus can't run for re-election. But her vice president, Ching-te, or William Lai, can. He was nominated by the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. This came as a surprise to no one. It was pretty much understood that he'd be the nominee for a while now, and he was the only person who even contested the nomination. Meanwhile, the Kuomintang, or KMT, a party I've talked about a lot in my historical videos, nominated Hou You-yi this week. Hou is the mayor of New Taipei, which is in the suburbs of Taipei, and is where I live. Now, unlike the DPP, there was actually some doubt about who was going to be the KMT nominee for president. There was a possibility that KMT chairman Eric Chu, the 2016 presidential nominee, would nominate himself. Or more likely, Foxconn CEO Terry Guo might have been the nominee, but now we know that the nominee is Hou. Then there's the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP. They nominated Ko Wen-je, the founder of the party and the former mayor of Taipei. The current mayor of Taipei is actually Chiang Kai-shek's great-grandson. This is the first time the TPP has run a candidate for president. The political spectrum in Taiwan is different than in the West. The divide is based on where you stand on China. Green means you support some form of Taiwan independence, while blue means you identify with some form of China. It's a spectrum, so you have deep blues and deep greens, and you have light blues and light greens. The main blue party is the KMT, while the main green party is the DPP, though there are others in both camps. Greens include people who want to change the country's name from the Republic of China to the Republic of Taiwan and officially declare independence, along with people who think that Taiwan is already independent, so there's no point in declaring independence. President Tsai Ing-wen doesn't shy away from using the legacy of Sun Yat-sen, who was a Chinese nationalist, and seems to see herself as connected with the history of the Republic of China. She's seen as a light green. Blues include people who see the Republic of China as the one true China and reject any sort of reunification with the People's Republic of China, which they see as illegitimate. Other blues want reunification under one country, two systems, which is the relationship Hong Kong has with mainland China today. And other blues are more ambiguous about what the relationship between Taipei and Beijing should be. Of course, there's also people who want to take back the mainland, but that's generally seen as not realistic anymore. William Lai was considered a deep green, and he criticized Tsai for not doing enough to advance Taiwan independence. He even challenged her for the DPP's presidential nomination in 2020. Though he failed, his challenge to Tsai propelled him to the vice presidency. Now he's striking a more moderate tone and is saying that he's going to continue Tsai Ing-wen's policies. Hou You-yi's nomination is interesting. Terry Guo was holding rallies, and you can tell that he really wants to be president. Guo is the CEO of Foxconn, and he does a lot of business with mainland China, which makes a lot of people think he's compromised. Hou You-yi has publicly said that he rejects one country, two systems. He also rejects Taiwan independence, saying that the Republic of China is my country, Taiwan is my home. The leadership of the People's Republic of China was probably hoping for Terry Guo. Ho's rejection of one country, two systems means that they'll be a lot less enthusiastic about him than they were about the KMT's 2020 candidate, Han Guo-yu, even though they'll prefer him to lie. The KMT has also been making moves to portray themselves as pro-American. Terry Guo met with Hou You-yi shortly before the nomination, and now he says that he's going to support the KMT nominee. And Guo has a lot of money, so he'll be a big help to Hou's campaign. I have a theory that Guo might become the vice presidential candidate, but we'll see what happens. Ko Wen-je doesn't advertise himself as blue or green. Instead, he portrays himself as an alternative to the traditional political system in Taiwan. I don't think he's going to win, but his presidential run will energize his party's supporters in the legislative elections. He has a lot of support among young voters, and there's a lot of pro-Ko sentiment on social media. It will be interesting to see if he takes more votes from the KMT or the DPP. There are two minor candidates who have declared too. There's Su Huanzhi, a former member of the DPP who is running under the Taiwan Renewal Party, which has no elected officials. There's also Wang Jinshuan, who supports one country, two systems unification by 2025. As a non-citizen, I can't vote for any of these candidates, and I'm not going to tell you who I want to win. But feel free to tell me what you think of the candidates in the comments. This election will almost certainly be won by either William Lai or Hou You-yi. If I had to guess, I'd guess that Hou You-yi wins, but I think it will be close. If the KMT had nominated Guo, I'd be predicting a William Lai victory. But what do you think? I might post some more videos about the election in the future. I probably will. Anyway, see you next week when I hopefully will have my Sino-German cooperation video finished.